this is their first AFCON. Apart from
most of
Jordan,
the
for Jordan and
we have
playing
just
as a team. Okay.
I'm talking about the starting lineup. Apart from Jordan and Ufori, none of them have tasted an AFCON.
But why would we take such a risk?
Because at a point you may have to, and that is what also delves into what Vero was saying, the succession plan. How do we plan? And you see, I always say that football is no longer having the skill and talent. It is like executing a project.
Okay.
You need to plan and have a strategy to execute that project if you want a successful execution.
You have a new coach.
So
then just two who've been there before. One wonders.
So, I mean, because the players are not available, I was thinking that, we don't have them. These are what we have now. Okay. And for me, I always say that these are the players who have gone to represent us. At a point, there would always be a starting point. I mean, in time past, when we were not playing international competitions, in the times that we won the 4 successive AFCONs, the players were basically home-based. They were playing for Hearts and Kotoko and a few other sides, the Republicans and all that. So it was easy for you to build it. Modern day football is no longer like that. You don't have the luxury of keeping your players for even 20 days. You at most 10 days.
You can get 10 days.
I mean, if you get 10 days, you'll be lucky. If we had gone, the AFCON had gone to June, July, then you are likely to have more days because at that time, the European leagues will be off. We no longer have those luxury. And it's always been like that. So for me, I always say that it is the man who is executing this plan for success. How do you plan? How do you intend to stay? Because at some times, you would have to strategize and say that, look, you are not going for the big wins. Because sometimes you even go for the big wins, and by the time you know, you have thrown yourself to an opponent that is likely to threaten your exit at an early stage. So all these are part of it. I mean, sometimes you look at it and somebody will say that, look, my third game, I want to avoid this particular opponent and go this way because I know it is easier for me to handle this one. But for us, we need to make that first point. Vero has said, Gifty has said, there won't be pressure on them. We have Ashmero who is going to...
half all through.
You have to stoke the pressure. I mean, don't forget, you are now going an inexperienced side, Ghana being the inexperienced side, against a consistent, cohesive side.
Okay.
A team that has played, at least if for nothing at all, for some of them, this will be their second AFCON. They've been playing week in, week out. Anytime there is a competition, a qualifier, these are the players who will be called to play. So they know themselves. It's just like, I mean, that telepathy is there. Okay. And so naturally the pressure will be on us. And their strategy, I see, is for them to have an early goal against Ghana because they know that when they have an early goal, they probably
is that
will...
an offside I just saw? I don't really
Is a throw-in.
The flag just went up. What does that mean? It's a throw-in. Okay. All right, then.
Sorry.
So, I mean, they would, at this point, they are piling out the pressure because they are playing a pressing game, hoping to get a first goal that would unsettle us. And probably once we are unsettled, they will capitalize on it. What we need to do is to calm down, put the ball on the turf, and make sure that we are out of danger by moving the ball out of our area, at least into the other half.
Okay, I see Gifty moving here and there, watching what's going on. Is this the kind of startup and the team that we sanctioned as GFA, you say? Because I'm sure people watching now will be wondering, GFA for Wayne Amosi and Konkoboana, is this what you sanctioned, you would say?
MFA, we had 30 players going for AFCON. Like I said, we knew 19 of them had never been. And then it has its own positives and negatives. Like she said, these are people who, they have no pressure. Nobody's looking at their names. Nobody's thinking about would they be able to do it or not. Theirs is supposed to just play on the turf, stop the hops, and play it well. So at this point, it's more of the coach showing leadership and saying, this is what I have made you to do. So go do it well. And then we are not seeing a lot, like, I'm happy right from the beginning. The guys are taking us like that. Like she said, these are people who are playing in their local leagues. They are not traveling. They are always together. So they would naturally connect more than we are doing. But so far, we've not seen anything too bad being done by our guys. Maybe we don't have goal scorers. So
It's just a penalty.
no, it's not a penalty.
What is it?
It was
Okay.
that was too easy an
That was
infringement.
too easy. Okay. Okay.
So what I really expect Ghana to do today is to make sure we take over after some time, because we have young people there. They are very vibrant. They should be able to hold up and make sure they do more of a faster game, because when they do a lot of slow games, these guys are very, when you check Cape Verde, they are very, very fast when it comes to connection of goals, and then most of their passes are on point.
Okay.
So you cannot risk...
As against ours.
Yes. You cannot risk anything against them like that. But then, like I said, stats are good for us. So let's play our stats.
Okay. So this infringement, how would you describe it then?
This one.
Yes. This just happened.
He-
One man from the
he
Cabo
made
Verde
a-
side.
He
on
made
the
a
ground.
meal out of it.
It was a dramatic
Yeah,
one.
it was
Okay.
nothing. However, you see, there is an advantage in playing a team that is well known and then one that is unknown. This team is unknown. It reminds me of Angola 2010.
2010. I was going to say that.
That team after the World Cup
Under
victory,
20.
the under-20 team. In Angola, we lost to Egypt in the final, but we had a team that had a huge component of the under-20, Dede Ayew, Ajaman Bedu, a host of those boys, and they did play so well. The commitment was there. Maybe from the point of view that they had just won the World Cup meant that they had a lot of confidence, and it did make a lot of difference at that competition. So you always can make a difference, depending on how you want to play. And Ghana has been under pressure, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because if you check our history or record, that is how come when we go to the World Cup.
Is that a free kick there that
yes,
you're taking?
everybody is looking to score early. It is documented that Ghana are poor starters. And the first 15
I must say
minutes...
that it's been clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In the first 15 minutes of every game, if you take your chances, they are in trouble. It is also documented that we are poor in terms of concentration. So when you have dead ball situations, you are likely to catch them off track. This is our history.
Okay.
After the World Cup, when FIFA or the technical people gather, this is something that runs through our game. So we meet USA, they try to score first. You meet top teams at that level. And I am not surprised that Cape Verde would have studied us and know that, and that is how come they are pushing just to make sure.
But I know we always go for an early goal.
But you would also understand that in Chris's tenure, he's won only one game with from the first half. Only once.
All the
With the 5 victories, only one
always
came.
in the second half.
Yes, only one came in the first half. So it tells you that we really have to struggle before we score. So I hope that they don't have to concede. If they concede early, it won't be very pleasant, because these boys at this stage, it's quite an ask, because most of them are not playing at their club's level. Most of them, yes, that cohesion that the 2010 team I cited had, they do not have it.